there, welcome to Simplilearn's Copilot Full Course. In today's world, generative AI tools like Copilot have drastically changed the way we work by automation and allowing users to focus on high-impact and strategy-driven activities. Once integrated into your development environment, using Copilot is straightforward and user-friendly. Generative AI tools like Copilot is all set to shape the future of work across various domains like AI coding tools will reduce development time and costs, automated content creation and marketing, streamline workflows and many more. Gen AI is one of the many fields with a great scope in future with dominating paychecks compared to other domains. So average AI engineer paycheck ranges from $120,000 to $180,000 per year in the US. Also, if you want to upskill yourself, master generative AI and artificial intelligence skills and land your dream job or grow in your career, then you must explore Simplilearn's cohort of various generative AI courses and certifications. Simplilearn offers various certification programs in collaboration with some of the world's leading universities like Purdue, IIT Guwahati, and many more. Through our courses, you will gain knowledge and work-ready expertise in skills like advanced Python, machine learning, generative AI, and over a dozen others. That's not all. You also get the opportunity to work on multiple projects and learn from industry experts working in top-tier data and product companies and academicians from top universities. After completing these courses, thousands of learners have transitioned into an AI and machine learning role as a fresher or moved on to a higher paying job and profile. So if you're passionate about making your career in this field, then make sure to check out the link in the pinned comment and description box to find a generative AI program that fits your experience and areas of interest. It was just a quick info for you guys. That's it. If these are the type of videos you would like to watch, then hit the like and subscribe buttons and the bell icon to get notified. Now, without further delay, let's get started.
What is Microsoft 365 Copilot for Excel? So basically, let's get started with Copilot. The Microsoft Copilot is a generative artificial intelligence chatbot developed by Microsoft based on the GPT-4 series of large language models. It was launched in the year 2023 as Microsoft's primary replacement for the discontinued Cortana. Now, let's get started with the installation process of Copilot for Excel. So when you're talking about Copilot for Excel, then Microsoft has a dedicated version of Copilot for Excel. It is also known as the Copilot for Finance. Now, let's navigate to the official documentation of Microsoft. So this is the Microsoft 365 Copilot for Finance, and it is the next generation AI assistant for financial professionals. So if you are working on financial data or any data in Excel, then this is the go-to tool of Copilot for you. Now, how to install it, you ask? It is really simple. Now, just go to the Microsoft Excel webpage or the spreadsheet, and here you have an option called add-ins in the home section. You can also find that in the insert section as well. Just click on the add-ins, and here I've already added the Microsoft 365 for Finance. But in case if you don't, then just type in Copilot and you will be redirected to the ads store. Just type in Microsoft Copilot Finance. This is the one. Just click on the add button and you will add this to your Excel. I've already added, so it can be giving me some. Okay, you can just continue. And there you go. You have the Microsoft 365 Copilot for your Excel data. Now, we don't have any data here, but let's also have a demo session on how to use Microsoft 365 Copilot for Finance. So once the Copilot is installed, the next part of this session is how to use the Copilot. So to use Copilot, we first need the data. Now I have created a prompt for generating some data. So I'll run you through the prompt quickly. So I just wrote a random prompt. Okay. So this is my prompt. So I'm giving ChatGPT some data and I'm expecting 10,000 rows of details. And these are the column headers: row ID, order ID, ship mode, etc., customer name. And we have traffic, leads, orders, quantity, price, discount, cost to company, and profit, which is price minus cost to company and rate of the product. So you will also be giving some inputs to your ChatGPT. So you can consider all Indian states for this particular data set and regions east, west, north, south. and some companies here, company names. This is artificially generated. So let's try to generate it artificially, but let's make it look a little realistic, right? So some categories, some subcategories, product names, right? And after that, we will also add another important point for sales, quantity, discount, profit rate, etc. Create this data set with realistic and accurate values. For state and country or city columns, ensure the selected cities belong to the right state. Right? Some information and details that you need to give to your ChatGPT before creating the data set so that it looks a little realistic, right? Even though it is generated artificially, let's make it look a little realistic. Now let's switch to the ChatGPT window and copy our prompt and paste it there so that our data set is ready. So now we are on ChatGPT, so quickly paste the prompt here, check the prompt properly, and once you're satisfied that all the spelling issues or everything is fine, check the column headers, right? You might want to cross-check your column headers so that while running some data analytics, you might want to make sure your column headers are perfectly named, right? Now just quickly run this prompt, but before that, you might want to add another command, right? Give me a downloadable link or file, and then quickly run this prompt. Shortly, your dataset will be ready. There you go. So the dataset customer data IND with 10,000 rows has been created. You can download it using the link below. So if you click the link here, the dataset will be automatically downloaded. So there you go, the file is getting downloaded. I shall cancel it because I already have this dataset. If we go back to Excel and here, if we open this dataset here, we have the same dataset. Now there are some best practices to be followed while you're working with the Microsoft Copilot. So the term best practices doesn't mean rocket science. All you have to do is make sure that your dataset is in table format, not in CSV, not in workbook, just a simple table format. You can just convert the dataset into a table format just by Control A or selecting all these cells in your dataset range and pressing the shortcut Control T, which will give you a table option, and select this particular check here. Table has headers, so that your Excel will identify that it has some column headers. Now your data is all fine. Go to the Home tab and you can start up or fire up your Copilot for Excel, and there you go. You can just choose the first option, next, should be table 1, and there you go. So your Microsoft Excel Copilot have already generated some pivot tables and statements which will help you with all the details you're looking for. That's how you download and install Microsoft Excel Copilot for Finance in your Excel, and that's how you use it. So in this tutorial, we have also covered how to generate data using generative AI and how to convert the data set into a tabular format so that your Microsoft Excel Copilot can understand it is the table that you want to run your analytics with.
Now, when you're already into this intelligent idea, you will have to go to the settings and you have to search for plugins. And in the plugins, you have to search here for GitHub Copilot. So you will basically get this as I have already installed, so it is coming as a blue tick. For you people, if you have not installed, you will have an install button over here. You have to just click on this and get it done. So after it is installed, it will ask basically for the restart of the idea. To go for that, and once you are back after that restart, after you have done with the restart and everything, you will be able to see this icon of Copilot down here. So you need to click over here and you can see the status. My status is ready as I have already logged into it. For the new users, you need to log in over here. So basically there are some subscription plans they have. So you can buy the Copilot version for 1 month, or even you can have a trial version. For the trial version, you have to just put the card details there and that's all. So get it done. And now after that, if you need more information about it, you need to click on this. Then you have to go to Tools, GitHub Copilot, and you will be having a View Welcome Guide. As the name suggests, the welcome guide is a step-by-step instruction for you to get started with the Copilot. and I'm closing it. Now, if you want to see the documentation over here, you can just do the same tools, GitHub Copilot, and view Copilot documentation. It will just open into a new browser and you can see you have an overview as a quick start. So let's click on quick start and you'll be having the JetBrains IDs, introduction, like what it provides, sign up for GitHub Copilot, like a free trial or anything about the subscription they will say, prerequisites, like everything you have to install before you can enable that, chat with GitHub Copilot and everything. It is also a guide for you and it will provide help and support. So just let's cross it. And now there are various parts in the tools GitHub Copilot that are not yet explored. So let's explore that. You have here edit keyboard settings, edit keyboard shortcuts, and here you can go to plugins and then search for GitHub Copilot IntelliJ, and you will be basically having a list of all the keyboard shortcuts they have. So especially you need to search for that show next completions, previous completions, or even about the apply next line of completion to the editor, next word for completion of the editor. These are important. You will have to remember this. And now moving on, I will cross this. You can even have an idea of the settings this GitHub Copilot has. Go for edit settings, and here you can see that automatically it will show some completions, the editor, show inline chat gutter icon, and the natural language is English. So update channel is stable, and even here in the language section there are so many languages you can go through over here. If you want a particular language to be only enabled, you can even do that. So it's up to you. There are various types of settings. You can even have advanced settings over here, and so you can basically explore over here. So these are the basic settings I'm talking about. So now let's move on. So now basically I'm moving on to the code suggestions, the most important part. I have a previously worked project that is a calculator in Java. So let's see how it gives suggestions. So let's click on this icon and a chat will come over. I'm powered by AI, so surprises and mistakes are possible. Make sure to verify any generated code or suggestions and share feedback so that we can learn and improve. So basically it's an AI powered assistant. So yeah, mistakes can be done, but still it's very helpful. So I have only plus, minus, into and divide operations. So let's say I want to add one more operation over here. So let's say, hey, please add another operation in the calculator. So it may take some time. So it has started making the code. So it has made the code. So it's saying, sure, I will add the modulus operation. So it has added basically the modulus operation, which was obviously not here, to the calculator. This is the updated code. So let's see. With this, all this information, I will just copy the code and paste it over here. So it has added. If you need some explanation about a particular case or some block of code, you can even ask it over here. Like for, say, I need this part. And I will ask for /explain. See, for / we have so many options: explain, feedback, fix, help, test, doc, and simplify. So let's now explore for explain and let's see what it does. So basically it says the selected code initializes the two variables, that is result and valid operation, are essential for performing and validating the operations in the calculator program. For example, the first variable result is a double type. Obviously the type is double and initialized to 0. And this variable is used to store the outcome of any arithmetic operation performed by the calculator. For example, double result equal to 0. So in this way, it will explain you. So when it comes for any complex code, you will definitely have a benefit over here, because you need a proper explanation of what the code is doing and where all these variables are getting used. Now moving on. So let's say from here, switch part, full switch part I will select, and I will say simplify, because I need a simplification of this code. So let's simplify. So it has simplified it. I have simplified the code by combining the case for division and modulus operations, since they both share the same logic for handling division by zero. The result assignment is done using a ternary operator to differentiate between the two operations. So basically it has given the same logic for the division and the modulus, as they are using the same logic. So see, in this way you can even get a simplified version of this code. So now let's move into this documentation. Let's see what this documentation does. Let's choose a case like this and / documentation. Let's see what it does. So it has basically added all the documentations over here for our proper understanding. Like, check if the second number is not 0 to avoid division by the 0 error. So we are checking as num2 not equal to 0. So the result is equal to num1 by num2. This is perform division and store the result. And else we have system.out.print error division by 0 is not allowed. Print error message if division by 0 is attempted. So basically it puts all the comments for your better understanding. So these are the various basic things you should know before you go ahead with the GitHub Copilot. GitHub Copilot is basically providing you all the suggestions you need to know, or if for a simplification of a code to even adding more complex things. So basically it is very important for every developer to use it.
So let's start with installing Microsoft Copilot in Mac. So first let's understand about what exactly is Microsoft Copilot. So Microsoft Copilot is an AI-powered assistant integrated across various Microsoft products. It is designed to enhance productivity by assisting with tasks such as drafting emails, summarizing meetings, and generating reports. It leverages advanced language models to provide contextual support within our applications like Microsoft 365, Outlook, and Teams. Now there are certain key features. The key features of this application is that automated task management. Copilot can automate repetitive tasks such as summarizing meeting, actions, preparing reports, and streamlining workflows. It also helps in enhancing productivity, such as in applications like PowerPoint. Copilot can translate presentations into multiple languages and suggest branded templates, while in Excel, it offers template suggestions and data analysis insights. It can also help you with email and calendar assistance. Within Outlook, Copilot aids in scheduling meetings, creating agendas, and drafting emails, enhancing communication efficiency. So as of now, Microsoft has not released a standalone Copilot application for macOS. However, macOS users can access Copilot features through Microsoft 365 application. To utilize Copilot functionalities on Mac, ensure to have Microsoft 365 subscription. Verify that you have an active Microsoft 365 subscription, as Copilot features are integrated with these applications. So what you have to do? Go on to the Apple Store. Then after going to the App Store, search for Microsoft 365. Just right click on this and you can see it has Word, PowerPoint, Note, OneDrive, Outlook, and Excel. Suppose I want to install Excel. So you can see it has been started downloading from the cloud. And similarly, you can download all these applications, but you need to make sure that you should have the proper subscription of these. Open this application, like it can be Word, Excel, or PowerPoint. Go to the Help menu and select Check for Updates to ensure that you have installed the latest version. Within the updated application, look for Copilot functionalities, such as AI-driven suggestions and automation tools which are integrated into the user interface. Now, there is another way to access Copilot within your browser. So what you have to do for this, go on to your Safari and type Microsoft Copilot. When you click all over here, so you will be directed to the Copilot page. And this is your prompt. So let us try with something prompt all over here. Say hi. Now you can see all over here, we have got a reply from our chat agent that it says, hello, how's your day going? Is there anything specific you like to chat about or need help with today? Now, similarly say, I want to create. So I have written this prompt. I want to create an Excel sheet to maintain my finances. And after typing this, just hit on this. So you can see all over here that it has started creating an Excel sheet. So in this way, you can create this sheet, like it has given date, description, category, and how much spent is there on this. And similarly, you can ask this to give an Excel sheet. So you can see all over here, I have written this prompt to give an Excel sheet like this in Excel format. So you can see all over here that it says it can't directly create or send an Excel file. The reason is it has been directly integrated into your Microsoft 365 applications. So if you want to take any help or you want to automate your normal processes, so you would see a Copilot option in your applications. Now let us type our final prompt and check whether it can help us with drafting emails. So what I will do, I'll say, write an email to my manager for requesting leave. So now let us see whether it would help me or not. So you can see it has started giving me this template. And you are unhappy with this suggestion, what you can do all over here, you can reprompt it. So in this way, you can easily access the features of Copilot in Mac. And believe me, it is very, very amazing tool when it comes to coding and improving your productivity. So guys, let's start with installing Microsoft Copilot on Windows 11. Now, in order to install Microsoft Copilot, you need to follow these steps. The first one is you need to ensure that your system is up to date. So what you can do all over here, go to settings, okay? And you will see all over here, when you go to home, you will see Windows Update is option will be there. So just click on check for updates. So you can see it's checking for updates and install any available updates present. Now enable the Copilot in the taskbar. So what you can do, go to the personalization, okay? And after that, go to the taskbar. So you can see here you will be having the taskbar, and here you can locate the Copilot option and toggle it on. Okay, so that's one very simple. Or what you can do all over here, the next thing, you can go to the Microsoft Store app. So you can see all over here, there's a Microsoft Store, and what you can search all over here, Copilot. Okay, let me search. So you can see Microsoft Copilot is there. So if you have the proper subscription of Microsoft 365, then it will be very easy for you to get it. So all you require is Microsoft ID and password. And with that, it's going to be very easy. Now, you can access the Copilot. So after installing it, so let us install the Copilot. So let us click on get. Okay, I still don't have. So it's installing Copilot. So you can see all over here that it is directing me to the Microsoft workspace. Now, if I'll open all over here, you'll easily see that my Microsoft Copilot is installed. So this was one of the steps of installing Microsoft Copilot. If you don't see the Copilot option in your taskbar settings, it might be due to regional availability or system compatibility. So ensure your Windows 11's version supports Copilot, that all updates are installed. For more detailed guidance, what you can do, you can refer to the Microsoft official support page. And there's a one note that Copilot availability may vary based on your region and system specification. Now, let us install Microsoft Copilot through Vibe tool. So, what is Vibe tool basically? So guys, Vibe tool. What is Vibe tool? Vibe tool is an open source command line utility for Windows that allows users to enable or disable hidden experimental features in Windows operating system. Primarily used in Windows 10 and Windows 11. It was developed by The Book is Closed. So you can see this is the organization which developed the Vibe tool, or a team which developed the Vibe tool. And all over here, Vibe tool provides user access to features and configurations that are often in testing or not yet released by Microsoft. So the key features of this tool are: you can access the experimental features. So Vibe tool can unlock features that Microsoft is testing internally, letting users experience and provide feedback on new functionality before it's widely available. Then you get fine control. This tool enables specific feature IDs associated with different system capabilities, which allows users to enable or disable them individually or in group. And this is primarily for insiders. Many features accessible via Vibe tool are only available in Windows Insider builds, where the major idea is Microsoft experiment with new idea or new functionality of operating system. Now, how to download Vibe tool? So you can go to this link, https://github.com. The book is closed /vibe/releases. Okay. So you will be directed to this page. Now, all over here, you can go in assets, okay, and you can see Vibe tool zip. So click on it and you can see the Vibe tool is going to get downloaded. Now extract this Vibe tool. So open this page, okay, I'll go in my downloads and I'll click on extract all. Now you can see all over here, we have downloaded our Vibe tool. So what you can do all over here, copy as path, okay, open the terminal in administrator mode. Okay guys, so you can see all over here, I have opened my terminal in the administrator mode. Now, what is the next thing I'm going to do? Next thing, I'm going to open the same thing. So just type cd and the path you have pasted, just Control V. Now you can see all over here, the path that we have copied of our Vibe tool, we have got into that folder. Now, the next thing what we have to do all over here, so you can see there's a Microsoft community all over here, and here it helps us in the installing. Now, after this, you can see the link is given all over here. So I'll mention this link in our comment box and you would be getting directed to this page. Now, you can see all over here, after we have gone into that terminal and we are into that required folder, the next thing is we have to run the following command. So Vibe tool enable IDEs. Okay, let's try to run this command. Now you can see we have successfully set our configuration. Now in this way we have installed the Vibe tool. Okay, so you can see all over here we have successfully set the feature configuration and this will enable your Copilot. Now all you have to do is after that just click on your search bar and search Copilot. You will see that it is available, this feature. So in this way you can enable Copilot on your Windows 11 operating system. I hope so guys you would have got a brief idea regarding how to install Microsoft Copilot on your Windows 11 operating system. So guys, let's start with GitHub Copilot. But let's first understand what exactly is GitHub Copilot. GitHub Copilot is an AI-powered coding assistant which was basically developed by GitHub in collaboration with OpenAI. It integrates with various integrated development environments or IDEs such as Xcode, VS Code to basically provide you a real-time code suggestions and auto-completion as you type, enhancing developers' productivity and streamlining the coding process. It was initially released in 2021. Copilot was powered by OpenAI's Codex model, a descendant of GPT-3 fine-tuned for programming tasks. GitHub announced Copilot X, incorporating a chatbot based on OpenAI's GPT-4, along with support for voice commands and other advanced features. So basically, Copilot is your AI peer programmer, which helps you in coding, basically when you are doing any project. So it helps in auto completion, and there are numerous other features which we'll be exploring in today's session. Now, you'll be wondering what programming languages Copilot supports. So Copilot supports multiple programming languages like Python, JavaScript, TypeScript, Ruby, Go, and it is compatible with IDEs such as VS Code, Visual Studio, Neovim, JetBrains, and Xcode. It basically assists developers by generating code snippets, translating natural language prompts into the code, and offering context-aware suggestions to expedite the development process. Now, if I talk about the latest development. So in 2024, recently a month back, GitHub announced multi-model support for Copilot, which is going to allow developers to choose from AI models provided by Anthropic, Google, and OpenAI, thereby enhancing the flexibility and performance. If I talk about the pricing, so for individuals, it would be charged around 10 US dollars per month, and for Copilot Business, it is around 19 US dollars per month. And for enterprise level, it is around 39 US dollars per month. So you can see how the feature is. So you have to just put your credit card, numbers, and all the details, put your username or email address, and then type your password. And then just click on sign in. Now, after typing your email address and password, just click on sign in. And so after typing your email address and password, you will be directed to this page. And from here, you can set GitHub Copilot in your favorite IDE. So suppose you want to set up in your IDE, just right click all over here and a new page is going to open. So now you can see what are the IDs they have. They have Azure Data Studio, JetBrains, Vim or Neovim, Visual Studio Code. If you go on more, you would find it is VS Code or Xcode. So choose on Xcode. Now we'll follow the same instructions. Now, what are the prerequisites? That's the most important thing to look for. To use GitHub Copilot for Xcode, you must have an active Copilot subscription. Means you need to go onto the payment page and purchase the GitHub Copilot plan. So you can go for the individual plan, which is $10 per month. Then you have to also see that the Mac OS which you are using should be compatible with the Xcode. So your Xcode version should be 8.0 or above. And you should have a Mac OS version, Monterey 12.0 or above version installed on it. Then only your GitHub Copilot Xcode is going to work. Now, how to get GitHub Copilot extension? So what you can do all over here. So you can go and install this repository or this application. Okay, so just click all over here and you can see all over here that it will start downloading. So let it download. Since I have already installed this, so I'll show you how does it looks like. Now after installation, you have to give the permission. So you can see in the accessibility permission section, just go all over here and you can see I have access to Xcode all over here. So you do the same thing in privacy and security. So guys, as you can see all over here, that after moving on to the GitHub Copilot, after installation, you have to grant the accessibility permission and also you have to grant the extension permission. So you can see all over here, I have already granted it. So you have to do nothing, just click all over here and you can see this thing will be present. Just add Xcode all over here in your Mac OS. And the next thing that we have all over here is the extension permission. Now, if you see on the extension permission, I have added Xcode in our application. So our Xcode is set up with GitHub Copilot after installing this application, which you would be directed from this page. So nothing, just you have to go on your own profile page. Okay, go under the settings and you will see the Copilot section. So download it all from here. So after clicking on this, you will be directed to this page and from here only you can download it. Now we have seen how to install GitHub Copilot extension, okay, for Xcode. Now let us try to open Xcode and see whether it works or not. So guys, as you can see all over here, I have the GitHub Copilot extension available all over here. So let us try an example. Let us create an calculator app. So go on your Xcode and just on a new file. Okay. So this is a content view file. So I say create a view for calculator app. And after that, just click tab. And you can see all over here that GitHub Copilot has started searching. After this, click again tab. Now let us create an application like calculator and let ask Copilot to help me. So let us write a prompt, create a calculator app. Click enter, then press again tab, click again tab, click enter, then click on tab again. Okay, so as you can see all over here, it has started searching. Now click on tab again, enter. So as you can see here, GitHub Copilot has given us the first line of code. Now what we have to do, just click on tab, okay, click again tab, then click again tab. Now click again tab. So you can see it is automatically, completing the code. So that's what's the beauty of Copilot is. We can say after few efforts, the code will be completed for our this application. Let us type fast first, repeat. Now, one thing with this is that for every time you want to auto complete the code, you have to press tab. So keep that in mind. And so I can see all over here creating first row of buttons. So you can see everything is getting auto completed. Now, since it has said that it is adding button, so you can see it has given us the code. Now, so you can see all over here, it is going to create the second row of buttons. You can see all over here within just a minute, I could see Copilot has given me this code like within 1 minute. So Copilot has given me around 244 lines of code. There are definitely going to be some errors in this. So if you have a knowledge of this, you can rectify it, but still it's very helpful when you are doing the programming. So you can see all over here that Copilot has given me these lines of code, and still the code is not complete because it is a pretty big application. So it's a iOS application which I'm creating right now. And in this way, Copilot can be very, very helpful in you creating any application or you're working on a project. So it has this autocomplete feature, which is so good, and it helps in your performance and makes your coding much more productive. So let's start with understanding what is GitHub Copilot. GitHub Copilot is an AI-powered coding assistant that was created by GitHub in collaboration with OpenAI's Codex. It is designed to understand the context of your code and provide intelligent suggestions as you type. Whether you are writing a simple function or tackling complex logic, Copilot is here to make coding faster, smarter, and more efficient for you. Now, let us discuss some of the key features of GitHub Copilot. The first one is code completion. GitHub Copilot can help you complete your code by suggesting the next part of your function, or even an entire block of code based on what you are currently working on. Next is provides smart suggestion. It doesn't just fill in the missing lines of code, but also Copilot suggests complete functions, fixes errors, and even proposes improvements based on the pattern. It learns from millions of open source projects. Next, it provides multilingual support. It works across many popular programming languages including Python, JavaScript, TypeScript, Java, Ruby, and many more. No matter the language, Copilot is just ready to assist you. And finally, Copilot is context aware, meaning Copilot understands the context of the code you are writing, meaning the suggestions it makes are tailored to your current task. It doesn't just suggest random snippets, but provides relevant solutions based on your code. Now let me show you a small demo. So I have given the prompt, write the code for Fibonacci series. And as soon you press enter after this, you could see all over here, it has started giving the suggestions. And finally, it has given me the code. So you can see how easily it is able to complete the given code. Now let me show you the next one. Suppose I'm creating a function to add, okay? Function add, and you could see it has already given me suggestion, which is automatically completing the given code. So I'll just press on the tab, and you could see it has given me the given function. Now, in order to subtract, this is also showing. So I'll just click on tab and press enter, then again tab, and you could see it has given me two functions, one for addition, one for subtraction. Let us see, does it has any more suggestions? So you could see it has already given me the multiplication one. Now, similarly, for division, it has given me. So based on what you are trying to do in your given project or what is your task, if you are interacting with GitHub Copilot, it will make your work a lot more easier. Now, let us move ahead to the next part, where we will be installing GitHub Copilot in our VS Code. So to get started with GitHub Copilot, just right click on this. And in order to access GitHub Copilot, you need to have the paid version of this. So you need to take the subscription for Copilot. So Copilot for individual is around $10 per month. Then for business, it is around $19 per month. And for enterprise level, it is $39 per month. So we won't be taking this. We are going to take it for individual. Just click on start a free trial. And since I have already taken it, so it will direct you to the payment page. But for me, it's showing a different one because I have already taken the subscription of this. Now, based on this, you'll be directed to GitHub Copilot for your IDE. Now, just click on this. And you could see all over here, there are a lot of IDEs present. Azure Data Studio, JetBrains IDE, Vim Neovim, Visual Studio Code, and Xcode. So for all these IDEs, GitHub Copilot is there. Now, we want to use it for Visual Studio Code. So let us understand what is the prerequisite. So the first thing is you need to have subscription to Copilot, like I have said to prior. So in order to get the subscription, just click on this link and you will be directed to that page where you need to buy the subscription of Copilot. Next is compatible version of Visual Studio Code. So guys, for this, in order to use Visual Studio Code, you must have a proper version installed. So here it is mentioned 17.8 or later. So in order to install Visual Studio Code of this version, just click on this given link as suggested on the documentation and you could easily download it all over here. Now download Visual Studio Code from here. So you could see there are three options given: free download, free trial is there. But we are taking for the community purposes. So just click on this and here you are going to get started with downloading. Since I have already installed it, so I won't be doing it. Now, the next thing that we have to do all over here is account integration. Now, let us go on the extension panel and type GitHub Copilot. So you could see all over here, I have already written GitHub Copilot and this extension is showing. So you have to search it all over here in the search bar and you need to install this. So I have already installed this all over here. And after this, what you have to do, guys, you need to sign up all over here to your GitHub account. So in order to have GitHub Copilot, you need to have a proper GitHub account in which you should be having a paid subscription of this. So after this, what all over here, it is going to suggest you to sign to the GitHub. Now click on the given link and open the authentication page, type the code or password which is being asked. And similarly way, your GitHub Copilot will be all set. Now let us set up our project. For this demo, we'll be creating a simple JavaScript application that will fetch the data from an API and it is going to display it on the web page. So for the same purpose, what we need style.css, index.html, demo.js. So let us create this folder. So I have already created a folder called test and under this, these three files are present. Now let us go to our index.html file and let us ask Copilot to create basic HTML structure and you could see all over here. So it has created the given structure. Just click on tab and you could see all over here that our basic structure for this is already set. Now let us move ahead. Okay. So if something you want to add extra all over here, like for someone I would say who don't have any experience with these programming languages, I would suggest first learn them and then move to this tutorial. But since I'm already having a knowledge of HTML, CSS, so I find some things are missing, like I need to update my title all over here. So I would say this as an JavaScript API demo. Now we have the viewport content. Okay, we have the title. Now we could see all over here that this thing was missing. So I'll just add it up. So let us see, it is showing any other suggestions. Now let us cross verify that the code we have got is sufficient. So while looking at it, we could say that this is just a basic structure. So our head is closed all over here. Our HTML is closed all over here. Okay. We have the script. Okay. Now, if I talk about, now there is one more thing that we have to do all over here. That is to create a div container. okay, where we are going to keep our demo.js file, and this will be done in the body. So click on the body all over here, okay, create a div container, and let us say give the ID all over here. So you could see all over here when I created div, so it has already given me the given suggestions. So H1 would be JavaScript API demo, button on click, fetch the data, get the data from the button, and div ID output. So which sounds pretty much sufficient because I wanted these functionalities. Now let us move ahead to the next part. Now in this section, what we are going to do, guys, we will be creating a JavaScript file to fetch the data from a given API. Now in this demo.js, let us ask Copilot create a basic API to fetch data from the server. Okay, so it has given already a suggestion. I would just click on enter, but see, it's giving me express. So this is a part of Node.js which we don't want it. Now what I'm going to type, fetch data using async function. Okay, now let us see. So you can see all over here, it has created the function where the function name is fetch data, and it is given for the response equals to await fetch, and then it's giving the JSON file all over here, await fetch https JSON placeholder typecode.com, then the data it is awaiting from this API, and finally it is printing the log data. Now with the help of fetch function, we are trying to fetch the data. So you could see all over here that as we typed the function name fetch data, okay, and it has suggested the entire function body based on the knowledge of common API fetch patterns. This actually shows that how Copilot can help you suggesting commonly used code snippets. Now let's process the data we fetch and display it on our web page. So in our fetch data function, what I want to do, we want to loop through the data and display the titles all over here. Okay. So now first, before doing what we need to do next, let us follow this page. Okay. So you could see all over here. So we have the user ID, ID1, title, something is there, completed false. Now let us replace this with something else. Okay. You could see all over here, I have changed the URL for this, and in this I could see we have the given user ID, title, and the users are increased, okay, but the user ID for them is same. So we have a lot of data like this, and this is for the post data. Now let us do something else. So what I want to do next is that I want this fetch function to fetch the data, and the idea all over here is to loop through the data and display the titles of the posts on the page. So I want to update my this JS. So let us write a prompt all over here. So we are going to update the Copilot. Now I want to update demo.js file, and I want you to loop through the data given by the URL and display the titles of the post. So update it. So we have given the prompt. Now let us see what is generating. Now you could see all over here, it has given us this function. Okay. Now fetch data dot then data for each post, and then it has given the, we can say, catch if and else block. Now you have two options all over here, either to accept it If you are understanding that this logic is correct, you can accept it, or you could click on discard. So mostly it has given us the correct code. Okay, now you could see as you click yes, it has already gotten integrated into your VS Code. Now, as a software developer, so let me check what extra things that I need to do. Now we could see all over here, we have the basic thing set up all over here, but few things are missing. So what I'll do first, so after this, okay, so this function should be kept inside it. Now I will cut this, okay, and paste it right all over here. Now what next thing I want to do is I want to create a container. So let us create a container, constant container, and this will equals to document. So just click on tab and you could see it is automatically completing. The next line that I want to do is, so this function I have to update it. So, but you could see there are other suggestions which are given. So I'll just right click all over here and you could see data for each post. So it is changing for post. It is used the arrow function, and here the element, it is asking document dot create element div. Now it is changing the inner element, okay, so asking the inner HTML file, and it is accessing the title, and now it is appending finally the given title which has accessed all over here. So basically we have created a container, okay, to take up the title, and this has been appended in this div container. So we don't need practically these things. So I just will close this, okay. Now, the next thing that we have to do all over here is to call our fetch data function. So click on tab and you could see it has suggested it. Now, in this, we have written the basic structure to select the container element that Copilot has suggested all over here. Then we have applied the for each loop, which is a very common method to iterate over the arrays and process each element. So in this given example, we saw like how Copilot has accelerated our development workflow by suggesting the right approach. Now, in the next process, let us add some basic styling to our page to make it look better. So GitHub Copilot can also assist in generating styles. So first open your style.css file all over here and let's start styling the page. So let us ask Copilot to add some basic style for container and text. So let us ask add some basic style for container and text. Now you could see all over here, it has already given us. Now click all over here. But before that, let us add the styling for our body. So write dot body, and you could see it has given us the suggestion. Just click on tab and it will be auto completed. Now the next thing that we have to do all over here is we could see font family is there, font size is there, okay. We have the background color, okay, we have the padding, we have the margin, okay. Now let us change a bit all over here. Let it be 20 pixels, okay. So, and margin, we could say this will be around say 10, okay. Background color is white, color is black, okay. What we can do with the color all over here, we could change the color. So let us take another color from this. Let's say it is some sort of this color, okay. So okay, just add it up. Now next thing for this color, we'll also change this. Let us move to the whitish color. Just click on this and it's done. Now we have the line height, okay, but we don't have the data container, okay. So for the data container, what you could do all over here. So when this ends, so write a hashtag and click on tab. So we have width, okay, but here I want to also add display. So add the display all over here. Say we'll keep the display as flex. Okay. Now, and we could keep the flex wrap as wrap. Then do we have the gap all over here? No, we don't have the gap. So just add gap, and we could give gap as around say 10 pixels. So edit this around 10. So guys, one word of caution, like you don't have to blindly accept the suggestions which Copilot is giving. It is going to give you basically a template, and after that you need to keep improvising it, because ultimately you have to interact with this tool. And the core idea all over here is that you don't have to write this, you don't have to hard code this. Ultimately you have to adjust it, and you need to see it like, is it on the right range? So those are the important things to note of. Now let us add the data container div. So click on hashtag data div. Okay, sorry, it will be data container, and click on tab, and it has given us a certain blueprint of this. So here what I actually want is to keep display, okay, flex wrap and gap as 10 pixels. Pretty much fine for this. Now after this, all over here, this is our data container, okay, div. And okay, for this we will keep only display, flex and gap. And for this container one, we can add the background color, and also we could add the padding. So let us add the background color, and say our color could be this. Okay, we could change the color based on this. So I want this color to be bit, okay, let us keep the background color as black. Okay, now here the next thing is padding. So let us add the padding all over here. So padding, you could see around 10 pixels. Okay, now we have done rightly all over here. Now I want to give the border radius. Okay, so add the border radius all over here, and we could keep the border radius around 5 pixels. Then moving ahead, we need to have the box shadow. Okay, that's another CSS, and we could keep it around 0 pixels, 10 pixels. Okay, so it has given me this suggestion, but I actually want to go with different one. So 0, and here I want to add 2 pixels. In next one I would keep it as 5 pixels. Okay, then I could use RGB. Okay, and similarly let's keep it for the trial. Okay, later on if we want to adjust it, we could adjust it. So our box shadow is done. Okay, now finally we'll add the width. So if I talk about the width, you could see I need 200 pixels for this. So let us keep this. So our data container is done, data container div is done. Okay, now since we have not added any image, okay, so that's not required. So for body we have done. Now by mistakenly I wrote this also, so but this is not needed because this is covered in both of them. So in this we have added some basic styling. So after repeat. So after adding some basic styling to the body and creating a responsive container for displaying our post, we notice that how Copilot is providing the right CSS suggestions, making it easier to get a clean and modern layout. Now it is a time for a test. Now let us see if the test app is working as expected. If there are any errors, then GitHub Copilot can help us debug by suggesting the fixes. Now let us try to run this. So, and I'm very much sure that there are some errors happened in this code, which I might have deliberately done, but let us see how it works. Now just click on F5, and you could use web via Chrome. Now, in order to run this application, we'll be installing one more extension. So just click right on extension and type live server. So just right click on this and install it. Now after this, open your HTML index.html file and just open with live server. Now you could see all over here that Copilot has created a basic HTML structure and it has given us a title. Now let us see if we are really getting the data. So based on our CSS, we could see our CSS didn't get applied here, but our logic is right all over here. Now after clicking this button, it's also not working. Now let us see if Copilot can really help us in deducting the errors that we have committed. Now, as you can see all over here that let us first verify what is the CSS. So we have body, data container dev. Okay. Now what we have used, so we have used body dev h1, okay, and there is nothing mentioned as dev container or data dev. So let us ask Copilot. So let us ask Copilot for the same. Say, I want to check the CSS applied in my style.css when taking in respect to my index.html file. Also, after clicking the button, it's not giving me the title. Please resolve. Now you could see all over here that it is showing that the body tag should be placed outside the head tag. Okay. Now the fetch data function should be defined in the script.js file, which is missing. Okay. So we have not defined the fetch data function properly. So it has given us the proper code. Let us copy and paste this. Now you can see all over here that I have copied this. Okay. And I have updated my index.html file. Now the next task, it is saying to rename it. So let us rename it with scripts or .js. So let's type, okay. So this file has become script.js, and you could see all over here that with the respective script.js file, we have, particularly done all this thing. Now, if you could see all over here that I have created the same functionality, but it's time to finally update our style.css. So let us see what suggestions it is given by our style.css. Let us copy this. Let us delete this and let us paste this. Now finally click on autosave. Okay. Now right click all over here and you could see our CSS has been modified a bit. But still, clicking on get data, our function is not returning the given output. So what we can do for the same, so we will again interact with GitHub Copilot and you can ask, after entering the, okay, so after clicking on get data, it's not displaying the output. So you could see all over here, it has given me the basic demo.js file. So now we will again rectify it. So go to your script.js, okay, and okay, just paste it all over here. Now, next thing, what it has told us that to update it. Now it is telling us that this is correctly linked. But right now, as you can see all over here, the name has changed. So we'll update the name. So for the same purpose, just copy all over here and go to your index.html file. Okay, click on everything, delete it and paste it. Now see where demo.js is written, just replace script.js. Now what is the next advice it has given? Okay, so as you can see all over here, let us see whether it's working or not. So since our VS Code is still in autosave, so we don't need to save it manually. So we can go again. And as you can see all over here, when I'm trying to refresh it, it is already giving me the title of the respective thing. Now, if you want to play with the CSS, you can still interact with the GitHub Copilot like I was doing. But actually, now I want to do some modification. So whenever I'm refreshing it, I don't want this title to be displayed. Whenever I click the button, then only it displays me. So let us type to the GitHub Copilot and ask that what suggestion it could give us. So go to your Copilot and say the issues which you are facing and make your prompt much more clear, okay, because it's a generative AI tool and here we have to interact with the tool as much as you can. But your prompt should be very much clear, because if you give any prompt which is not complete or which has very less information, then it is not going to revert you the right answers. So keep that in mind, keep your prompts. So how you can make your prompt efficiency very good is by creating an applications or creating small mini project and see like how you are interacting with it. So let us ask Copilot now, like I don't want the titles to be displayed whenever server is live. I want click the get data button, then only it displays the title. So you can see all over here I have given the prompt and let us see what it has given me. So you can see all over here it has given me the updated index.html file. So let us update this. Let us click everything. Okay. Now let us move ahead to our script.js file. Okay. So guys, as you can see, I have asked GitHub Copilot regarding the issue which was coming, and I have updated my index.html, script.js and style.js. Now let us see what exactly we have done. So what we have done all over here, that the thing which we are not doing is to first, clearing the previous data. Okay. So for the same purpose, I have added this code given by Copilot. Then we were looping. Okay. This one we have done already. Now, after clicking the button, we want to change the background color. For this, we have added this functionality. If we are getting any API error, so it's going to catch up from this code. Okay. So we have done little bit of adjustment, and also in our index.html, we have also added a button functionality also. So this fetch data functionality, okay, which is going to redirect to this function, which is finally returning the given data, or basically the title from the given APIs. And style.css have been updated based on it. So you can see all over here, we have updated font family, we have done transition, we have done padding, okay. We have added a new functionality for hovering, okay, for which the background color is blue, and we are transforming it with the scale of 1 to 1. And then we have added the container, okay. So these are some of the basic class CSS classes that we have added and updated it so that with respect to our index.html file. Now let us try to see our application. So my live server is on, and for you, if you have stopped it, so just select all, and what you can do, open with live server. And there's a shortcut for this also, that is Alt L or Alt O. Now let us direct. So you can see all over here we have seen that our title is a little bit bold and there is spaces, and you can see the hovering functionality. So you can see currently our color for the button is white, okay, but whenever I hover around it, so it changes to blue. And you could also change the text style all over here in this button. Now let us see whether this is actually working or not. So right click on get title, and you could see this amazing functionality that it is also changing our background color. And we have got the title from this API. Okay, let me show you the API, which is https json placeholder typecode.com/post. So this is a dummy API from which we are getting the data. So guys, let's start with enabling GitHub Copilot in Vim or Neovim. But first, let us understand what exactly is Neovim. So Neovim is a highly extensible and modernized fork of a Vim, which is a popular text editor. So the main areas of focusing when working with Neovim is that it helps in customization, means you get plugin management, and it also helps in extensibility. It integrates with modern tools and plugins like GitHub Copilot, Tree Setter, and many more. And it also improves your efficiency. Perfect for developers who love keyboard-based workflows, who don't like to use mouse at all. Now, before we move on, let's understand what are Vim or Neovim files. So, as you can see all over here, this is init.lua file, which is basically a configuration file that Neovim uses to customize your editor. If I talk about the first one, that is vimrc, it is a traditional Vim configuration. It is still supported in Neovim, but we use init.lua file now, which is a modern Lua based configuration, which is basically preferred for Neovim. Now, if I talk about plugins, the extended Neovim's capability means you could highlight the syntax, you could use GitHub Copilot, and do a lot more many things. You could also swap files, means the temporary files created to recover unsafe changes. So these are some of the small features when working with this text editor. Now let us move ahead and install Neovim on Windows. So guys, as you can see all over here, we are on the official page of Neovim. And you can see all over here, install now option is there. So you can just click on download from all over here, and you can choose your operating system. Like I want to go for Windows. So as you can see all over here, it has started downloading. Now click on the normal installation process and your Neovim will be installed. So I have already installed Neovim on my system, so I don't have to reinstall it. Now after this, just extract this folder and install it. Now after installing Neovim, let us check that do we have correctly installed it or not. So for the same purpose, you can type this command. You can type nvim and version. So you can see all over here, I have successfully installed Neovim and my version is 0.10.2. And you can see all over here, the details are mentioned. Now we have correctly installed it. Now let us set our Neovim. So now for setting of configuration in your Neovim, what you can do guys? So your Neovim will be installed in app data. So go to your users, then app data, okay, which is basically in C drive. And inside this, you can see Neovim. Now create an init folder basically with the name init.lua in a notepad. So if I just open this file, so you can see all over here, this is the file which is basically opened in my text editor, which is right now I'm using VS Code, but the same thing you can use Notepad. So I'll show you. So you can see all over here, I have created init.lua file. Now you have to enable configuration all over here. So what you can do, you have to type vim o number equals to true, okay, which is going to enable the line numbers. Then you have to enable the relative line numbers. So for the same, you have to type this. Then for the mouse support, you have to type this configuration. For clipboard integration, you have to type vim o clipboard equals to unnamed plus. Then for setting up tabs and spaces, you have to set these configuration with vim o tab stop, shift width, expand tab equals to true. Now the most important thing that we have to do, we have to manage our plugins. So for the plugin management with the Packer nvim, we have to use these configuration. So in this configuration, you can see all over here, I have added use GitHub Copilot Vim, GitHub Copilot plugin. Now, this is going to install my GitHub Copilot plugin. Now, before installing this, what you have to do, guys, that you have to also install Packer. Now, in order to install plugins in your init.lua file, you have to also clone this Packer. Okay, so you can install this all over here from your terminal only. You could go to github.com wbthompson/packer/nvim, or you can go all over here. Now, before installing GitHub Copilot plugin in your Neovim, you make sure that you have Packer installed in your Neovim. So for the same, I have typed git clone depth http github.com wbthompson/packer/nvim. Or you can go all over here on the Google and search install Packer for Neovim, and you could see you'll be directed to this repository. So you can just directly clone all over here, the same thing which I have done through my terminal. Okay. Now, with the help of this Packer, you could install all your plugins. And one of the most important plugin, that is our GitHub Copilot. Now you can see all over here, you have to type something. And for this, you have to also ensure that Node is properly installed on your system. So you could check Node version all over here. So you can see I have also installed Node on my system. Now, with the help of require, I'm going to use the Packer and startup function, and I'm using webthonson packer.nvim, which basically manages the Packer itself. Then I have used tree sitter plugin, telescope plugin. Okay. Then I have used nvim lsp config plugin. Then I have used GitHub Copilot plugin. Now, after this, there are certain Copilot configuration in which I have added vim g copilot no tab map true, which is disabling the default tab mapping, and I have set the key mapping as Ctrl J. Okay, so while pressing Ctrl plus J, my auto completion feature will happen. Now, after typing all over this, you have to type semicolon and you will be entering all over here. Now, guys, after writing all these configuration inside our new Vim, all you have to do is type Packer sync. Now, Packer sync is going to do, it is going to install all these plugins. Since I have already installed, so I'll just show you how it is working. So it is pulling all the updates all over here, and all these configuration will be installed. So you can see all over here, everything is up to date, and we have successfully installed Copilot plugin in our new Vim. Now the next task is to authenticate your GitHub Copilot. Now the next step, what you have to do, you have to type Copilot setup, and you can see I have already authenticated it, but all over here, what you are going to get, you are going to get a URL which is going to direct you to a GitHub Pilot authentication repeat. Now, when you type this Copilot setup, what it will happen that you'll be redirected to an GitHub login page where you have to authenticate this setup. So you are going to get a code which will be available on your own device. But for Windows, you can see all over here, you are going to get a code all over here. Just copy the code from here and then you can paste it on the GitHub authentication page, and therefore your Copilot will be set up. So this is one of the very simplest way which you can do it. There is one more way what you can do. So you could go all over here to this page, and from here what you can do, you can install GitHub Copilot extension for Vim or Neovim. So if you are using a shell on your terminal, you can just type this. Okay. Now for installing it all over here on your Windows, what you can do, you can copy all this command from here, go to your terminal and just paste this. Now you can see all over here, since I've already installed it, so for you it is going to install all the thing. Now with this process, you will be easily able to set up GitHub Copilot in your new Vim. Now let us try out whether it actually works or not when typing any auto completion feature. For example, now let us say write a code for calculating the Fibonacci series, okay, of a given number. Let's press enter, and you can see all over here, and it has automatically given this code. So let us try something more. Okay, let us say write a recursive function to takes an integer n and returns the factorial of n. Let's right click all over here and let's print up the control J, and you can see all over here it has given successfully a recommendation for the auto completion feature which GitHub Copilot enables us. What an amazing functionality. So those who are using Neovim as a text editor, enabling GitHub Copilot can be very fruitful if you want to be much more productive and bit faster. So guys, let us start our tutorial on how to use Microsoft Copilot. So while installing or enabling Microsoft Copilot, the first basic thing which you can do all over here, that you can go to your settings, okay, and you can look for update all over here. So just go on to Windows Update, and if you are like any update is pending on your system, then check for updates, click on it, and it's going to tell you a lot of the updates. And when you update it, you can see Copilot will be there in your system and you can enable that. Now in this tutorial, we'll be using what things we can do with Microsoft Copilot. So let me open my Copilot all over here. So since I'm using Copilot for work, so I'll just right click all over here, and you can see it is going to open a new window all over here in this Edge browser. So you can see this tab on Copilot right down here. Okay. Now let me tell you what exactly is Microsoft Copilot. Microsoft Copilot is an AI-powered assistant which is integrated across various Microsoft products, which is designed to enhance productivity and creativity by assisting with tasks such as drafting a content, analyzing data, and providing contextual information. Now you'll be wondering what are the key features. The key features is, you can see all over here, that it can be integrated with Microsoft 365 apps such as Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlooks, and Teams, which enables users to draft documents, create presentations, analyze data, and manage emails more efficiently. The next thing is Copilot in Microsoft Edge. So you can see all over here. In the Edge browser, Copilot also offers AI-driven assistance, providing summarized information and facilitating complex searches directly within the browsing experience. Now, Copilot mobile app is also available for iOS and Android devices. The Copilot mobile app allows users to perform tasks such as conversational searches, image creation, and text generation, and many more. Now, there are certain things that while getting started with Copilot, as I've told you, you need to go and search your Copilot. If the app is not present, you need to update it. There is another way of installing using Wipe tool. So you can look the installation process of these things. Now, let's get started. So you can see all over here, there is apps. Just click on an app. Okay, suppose I want to work on the app, Word document. So let us open a blank document all over here. And let's say I have given a task of writing a report on, say, digital transformation. So just click on the new chat. So I'll write. So you can see all over here, Copilot has given us these title to document for the impact of future digital transformation. So I asked Copilot to draft a document. Now you can see all over here, what you can do, you have to do nothing. You have to just copy this and you can just paste all over here. So you would see like how easily our document has been occupied or populated with Copilot's help. Now, let us ask Copilot to summarize the text. So I will go right all over here and ask, summarize this text. So you can see all over here, for the same topic, digital transformation, it has summarized it. Now, you can just copy the same thing and paste all over here. So you can see how our way of writing a document has simplified very much. Now, like I can also ask to rewrite and edit suggestions. Suppose if I have a text that feels too complex, I could ask Copilot to write in a simpler language. So you can say, please, or say write in simpler language which is understandable. So you can see all over here, Copilot has started giving me in a more simpler way, and I could just copy this all over here and just click everything, and so you can say now the language has become much more simpler. So these are the certain things which you can do with the documentation. Now let us proceed for the next task. So we'll open our app. It's called Excel. Okay. So I have this sheet, okay, which I have downloaded right now. So let me show you. Now what we are going to do right now, that we are going to upload an Excel data, and we are going to try the data analysis for that sheet and get certain insights. So you can see all over here, we can add file with this. So we have the sample sales data. Let's open, and let me write a prompt for the same. So let's say get data insights from this. Type the command. Suppose this is a sales sheet. Okay. So get data insights, where I want the Copilot to highlight the data range and what are the key trends in the sales data. Now we shall wait for the response. Now you can see all over here, Copilot has given this. It has told that, and I've analyzed the sales data you have provided. Here are certain insights. Total records 10. What are the regions covered? North America, Europe, Asia. These are the kind of products that they have, and these are the date ranges. Key metrics which the analysis is going on: the units sold, total revenue, profit, and data ranges from 15th January to latest 15th May 2024. Now you can see all over here that started giving the key insights for the given product. So product A sold consistently across region. It has highest sales in North America, Asia. Then you can see for product B, it has a strong performance in Europe, and similarly it has given for product C. For detailed insights and trends to new Excel, so it has told us to download this. Now let us see this Excel file. Now you can see how it has given the analysis all over here, and so you can see in North America the product A is there, and similarly this has given this. And for the data insights, you can see it has also created for count, unique, top, frequency, median, and all this in just few seconds. And it has also forecasted the sales trend, so units sold, revenue, profit. So in this way, the data analysis, like it's giving such a wonderful tool, and it has reduced so much of work, which we have to do manually. Now I can also ask Copilot to create visualization, generate chart showing sales growth. Now let us ask Copilot to create a chart showcasing quarterly sales growth. So let us type all over here. So guys, you can see all over here, Copilot has started executing it. It might take some time. So you can see all over here, it has given the quarterly sales growth in a, it has also created a chart all over here. You can also ask Copilot to integrate this chart into the Excel sheet which you have provided. It will take more compute time, but you can see it has also given the key observation. So for those guys who are into the domain of data analysis, or or as a BI developer or into business intelligence role, using Copilot can be very effective in your job. Now let's move on to the next thing, what we can do. So you can also use Copilot to create PPTs and also write emails. So let me just ask Copilot, hey, can you create a digital product transformation template PPT, and for 3 slides with an amazing theme. So you can see all over here, it has created this PPT. Now let us see how our PPT is. So let us open this. So you can see all over here, it has not added any themes, but it has given a certain outline. You can ask again Copilot that add infographics and theme to this PPT. Let us see how Copilot responds. Now let us open this. I hope so certain modification would have happened, but you can see it's still under, it's not giving that much of a good quality PPTs, but you can see you can use it for mild purposes, and you can take certain ideas like what you need to add into PPT and you can customize this. But you can see the output is not so satisfactory. For PPT purposes, I would say you can use Microsoft Copilot for certain things, but cannot be entirely depend on it. So it might not give you the exact idea which you are thinking about. The next thing, very amazing feature of Copilot is integration with teams. So suppose you had a meeting, product meeting today, and you need to capture the main points of the meeting discussed. So you can use Copilot for the same to capture the meeting summary. So after a meeting, ask Copilot in Teams, okay, integrate with that, summarize the key discussion points and action items, okay. Then you can also generate the follow-up task. You can ask Copilot to create a list of follow-up tasks, and you can also compose messages to communicate decisions, type, and announce a decision on the project timeline. So now there are certain tips I would like to give you on maximizing the use of Copilot. The first one is be specific with your prompts. The clearer you are with your request, the more relevant Copilot suggestion will be. You can edit suggestion. You can use Copilot as a starting point. Personalize the content to fit your style. You can explore customization. You can try different prompts to see how Copilot adapts and tests its capabilities across various applications. So guys, with these examples, you can see how Copilot can enhance productivity, save time, and streamline processes across Microsoft suite of tools.
So what exactly is Microsoft Copilot? So Microsoft Copilot is a generative artificial intelligence chatbot developed by Microsoft. This is based on ChatGPT 4 series of large language models. It was launched in the year 2023 as Microsoft's primary replacement for the discontinued Cortana. Now that we have a brief idea of what exactly is Copilot, let's move on with the next part of today's session, which is about how to use Copilot in Word. So to start using Copilot in Word, just pull up Windows, and here you have an option from Edge. So you gotta use Edge, and once you log in, what you need to do is type in Microsoft, or you can also go with office.com so that you land on the page directly. So after you log in, or after you pull up that option or your web page, this is how something it looks like. And I've already logged in, so here you can see my account. In case if you'd see a different web page, just add in your credentials and create an account and you can log in, right? So here you've got all the options: Office, Word, Excel, PowerPoint. So we will be proceeding with Microsoft Word here. And here you create a blank document. Now that you have successfully created a new document, just roll to the top right corner to find out the Microsoft Copilot logo. Just click on it and your Microsoft Copilot will be activated and a new chat window will be opened up. It might take a little while to load, but it's okay. There you go. Now you have your window opened. As discussed according to our prompt before, you have an event where you have to demonstrate, or you have to give a speech, or you have to give a brief introduction about your AI product, right? Let's name it as Gen product, Gen Pro, right? Gen AI, a product based on Gen AI, Gen Pro. Okay. Now write the prompt clearly. Hi, or something like that if you want, but or you can just write down straight away. Give me a good speech for introducing our company's new product named as Gen Pro to a huge crowd of audience. There you go. I think this should be good enough. But in case if you have to add more details, you can add. Maybe your product has some features. Maybe your product has some conveniences. You can just mention those conveniences and try to let it know that these are the points that you might have to include, enhance them, right? So basically, this is how it works. Just submit the button. It'll give you a response. There you go. You have it, right? You can just straight away copy this by using the copy button and paste it here. Not a problem. There seems to be an issue. You can straight away open your Microsoft Word application and create a new document. You can try to paste it here. There you go. You have it. And you can eliminate this field free request from Copilot. It's no longer needed for us. And there you go. And also the absolutely this part, you can remove it and you can get started from this part. There you go. So this is how you can make use of Microsoft Copilot in Microsoft Word.
Before we dive into how it works, let us understand what GitHub Copilot actually is. GitHub Copilot is an AI-powered coding assistant by GitHub and OpenAI. It helps developers code faster by suggesting snippets, completing blocks, and fixing bugs based on the context. Available in the popular editors like the VS Code and JetBrains, it streamlines tasks and boosts productivity, letting you focus on the bigger challenges. Now that we have a basic understanding of what it is, let's explore how it works. Here's how GitHub Copilot works, a step-by-step guide. Now moving on to the first step, that is context understanding. When you write a code in an editor supported by Copilot, like the Visual Studio Code, it analyzes the context of your project. This includes your comments, function names, existing code, and even the programming language you are using. The second step is code suggestions. Based on this context, the Copilot generates real-time code suggestions. This can range from completing a single line of code to drafting an entire function or snippet based on a comment or prompt. Now, moving on to the third step, that is interactive refinement. You can obviously accept, edit, or reject the suggestions the Copilot provides. It learns from your interactions, improving its future suggestions to align more closely with your coding style. Fourth step is integration with tools. It seamlessly integrates with your workflow, supporting multiple programming languages and frameworks from Python to JavaScript to Go, Ruby, and more. GitHub Copilots offers several features that make coding faster and easier. Here are its key features. So, some of the powerful features are here. The point number one is code suggestions. It provides the real-time suggestions for code as you type, can generate individual lines, entire functions, or even boilerplate code based on the context. Now, moving on to the second, that is the contextual understanding. It reads the surroundings code and understands your comments or code structure to offer relevant solutions. The third is multi-language support. It supports a wide range of programming languages, including Python, JavaScript, Java, Go, Ruby, and more. The fourth point is code completion. It auto-completes the entire lines or blocks of code, reducing the need for manual typing. The fifth one is error reduction. It helps avoid syntax mistakes or incomplete functions by suggesting the correct code patterns. Now moving on to the next, that is comment to code generation. It converts comments into functional code snippets, making it easier to implement ideas directly from the nodes. The next one is adaptability. It learns from your coding style and adapts its suggestions over time to match your preferences. Moving on to the next, debugging assistance. It offers potential fixes for bugs or errors, helping troubleshoot issues faster. The second last is the framework and library support. It recognizes and utilizes popular frameworks and libraries, providing relevant suggestions tailored to the tools you are using. The 10th one is integration with popular editors. It seamlessly integrates with Visual Studio Code, Visual Studio, JetBrains IDEs, etc. for enhanced workflows. So basically, there are a lot of features in the GitHub Copilot and only some are listed over here. But before we commence, learn generative AI and machine learning with the professional certificate program from IIT Guwahati's E&ICT Academy in collaboration with Simplilearn. This 11-month live online program led by IIT faculty and industry experts provides hands-on experience with 25 plus projects and 15 plus AI tools including ChatGPT, DALL-E 2 and TensorFlow. Gain skills in machine learning, deep learning, NLP, reinforcement learning, and computer vision, and earn a prestigious certificate along with Executive Alumni Status from IIT Guwahati. Enjoy interactive masterclasses, hackathons by IBM, and a chance to join a campus immersion at IITG. Join now to accelerate your career with this cutting edge AI program. The course link is mentioned in the description below and the pinned comments. Now, the question arises, why do developers use GitHub Copilot? Developers are using GitHub Copilot because it makes coding faster, easier, and more efficient. So, here's why it has become so popular. The first one is it saves time, automates repetitive tasks like writing boilerplate code or setting up frameworks. Number two is boost productivity, provides real-time suggestions and auto-completes code, speeding up the development process. Now moving to the third, it reduces errors. It suggests accurate syntax and patterns to avoid the common coding mistakes. Now moving to the fourth one, it supports learning. It helps developers learn new languages, frameworks, and libraries with practical examples. Now, moving to the fifth one, it encourages creativity. It offers alternative approaches and sparks new ideas for solving coding challenges. Now, moving on to the sixth one is the multi-language support. It works across various programming languages, fitting into diverse projects. Now, let us see the challenges and the limitations of GitHub Copilot. So, the first one is accuracy issues. Obviously, its suggestions can sometimes be irrelevant or incorrect for complex tasks. Now, the second one is code quality. The generated code may not always follow the best practices or standards. So, moving on to the next one is the security risk. It might suggest insecure or outdated code patterns. Moving on to the second is ethical concerns. Suggestions could resemble copyrighted code, raising legal questions. Moving on to the next one is over-reliance can lead to reduced problem-solving skills, especially for beginners. Now moving on to the next is debugging limitations, not always effective in identifying or fixing complex bugs. The last but not the least is varying performance. It works better in some languages and frameworks than others. Despite this, it's a valuable tool when paired with proper manual review and good coding habits. Now, finally, let's see how the future of coding with AI tools looks like. The future of coding with AI driven by tools like GitHub Copilot is transforming software development by making it faster, more efficient, and increasingly accessible. These tools reduce the burden of repetitive tasks, provide instant solutions, and enable developers to focus on complex solving problems and building creative solutions. For junior developers, AI offers a powerful learning companion, helping them understand frameworks and best practices quickly. For senior developers, it acts as a productive booster, handling routine coding while allowing them to concentrate on strategic and architectural challenges. As AI continues to evolve, it's likely to redefine collaboration between humans and machines, empowering developers at all levels to innovate and build better software. So once you are inside this VS Code, you need to get into this extensions and search for GitHub Copilot. And after you search for GitHub Copilot, this will appear. And as I have already installed it, so it's showing uninstall. For your case, it will be appearing as install and you need to install it. So after you have completely installed it in a nice way, it will be showing your this GitHub Copilot icon over here. You can click over here and see my status is ready as I have already logged in. If you have not logged in, then it will come as logged in is like remaining and you can do login from there. So I will basically show you one thing. Before getting this Copilot, you can even go to this GitHub account that will open in a new browser. This is my GitHub repository, and here while clicking into my profile you will get a feature preview section. So these are basically the features that is available in the dialog box. So I have already enabled all these options. You need to enable the color blindness themes, comment palette, Copilot works for pull request or anything like this, enhance repos and inside views. You need to enable all of this, and then you need to close this. After you have successfully installed, this chat will appear. You can minimize it or keep it like this, and you can even get this Copilot icon over here. So today I will show you how to make one project and how Copilot is actually making things work over here. So I have created one folder. Basically, you can create folder from here, new folder. You can create a folder and I have its name as projects. I will create a new file over here and index.html. So it is already showing. Press Ctrl+I to ask GitHub Copilot to do something. So obviously our motto is to see how GitHub Copilot works. So we will be pressing Ctrl+I. See, a dialog box appears and you can ask over here anything. So I will ask, create a login page for me in a simple way, and enter. It will take some time. See, it has already started preparing this code. So it is done. You even have conditions like you can accept or discard. So I will accept it. Save it, Ctrl+S, and to run this, you need to install extensions and you need to search over here live server, as I have already installed it. So it is showing installed. For your case, you need to have this live server installed just like this GitHub Copilot, and you need to right click on this and open with live server. So see, it has made this login page for me. This is actually very nice. We'll get it back, and this is this much awesome. So before we commence, learn generative AI and machine learning with a professional certificate program from IIT Guwahati's E&ICT Academy in collaboration with Simplilearn. This 11-month live online program led by IIT faculty and industry experts provides hands-on experience with 25 projects and 15 plus AI tools including ChatGPT, DALL-E 2 and TensorFlow. Gain skills in machine learning, deep learning, NLP, reinforcement learning, and computer vision, and earn a prestigious certificate along with the Executive Alumni Status from IIT Guwahati. Enjoy interactive masterclasses, hackathons by IBM, and a chance to join a campus immersion at IITG. Join now to accelerate your career with a cutting-edge AI program. The course link is given in the description box below and pinned comments. So, for this alignment of the code in the HTML, I have downloaded and have installed another extension that is prettier. You can have this when you are working with HTML or CSS, and as I have already installed it, it's showing uninstalled. Do install it. So basically, you can even ask Copilot anything over here, like a block of code, and see, you can ever search, start debugging, explain. I will create explain. So it is showing the provided code snippet is a CSS rule. Obviously, CSS styles a submit button with a container element with the class login container. GitHub Copilot is so awesome. It is a must-handed tool in every editor nowadays. So guys, I am inside Microsoft.com and let's explore. If you have still not logged in your account in the Microsoft, do log in. And when you scroll down a bit, you will see Copilot is your AI companion. Download the Copilot app. Don't worry, it won't get downloaded. It will redirect to your Copilot page, and there are sections get started and products. So let's explore. If you click on products, there are individuals and for work. And for work, you can see Copilot for Microsoft 365. Please go into that. And when you scroll down, you will see discover that Microsoft 365 Copilot is not for free. It's paid and it's almost 2.5K and it is per user and per month. That is nearly 29,940 per user per year, and GST is extra as applicable. So we need to go back, and here in this get started version you can see try free version of Copilot. So now don't get confused. So basically Copilot has two versions. One is paid with a subscription of around 2.5K per user per month, and luckily it also has a free version. They're absolutely free, and today we're gonna explore that. So let's click on this. So here we are inside this Copilot, and you can see there's one Copilot logo over here, and when you click on this, it appears start new chat or upload an image, and there is also an talk to Copilot. Before we commence, learn generative AI and machine learning with the professional certificate program from IIT Guwahati's E&ICT Academy in collaboration with Simplilearn. This 11-month live online program led by IIT faculty and industry experts provides hands-on experience with 25 plus projects and 15 plus AI tools including ChatGPT, DALL-E 2 and TensorFlow. Gain skills in machine learning, deep learning, NLP, reinforcement learning, and computer vision, and earn a prestigious certificate along with Executive Alumni Status from IIT Guwahati. Enjoy interactive masterclasses, hackathons by IBM, and a chance to join a campus immersion at IITG. Join now to accelerate your career with this cutting edge AI program. Do check out the link in the description box below and pin comments. So, let's begin this while asking, tell me about the latest cars in the market. I am fascinated about cars. If you are, you will enjoy this. It's processing and it has started to write. So it has divided into upcoming cars in India that are going to be launched, and the recently launched cars and even the popular models. So this is nice, and it will even ask you, there are many more existing models coming soon including electric vehicles and luxury SUVs. Are you looking for a specific type of car or a particular feature? And it will give you some supporting documents of where to visit this. It's a clickable one, and if you click on this, you will be going here. It's basically a car selling site. New cars, buy and sell used cars, and this is nice. So now be back to the technical part, and I want to ask, write a code in Java to check whether a number is prime or not. And when I give this, it's just wow, because it has just written the whole Java code for you, and even it explains how it works. And the most important part, it has already given a copy option. You can just copy this code and paste it in the code editor. So basically it works with all technical problems also. You can even give it a code and it will solve. So now let's be creative and ask, create a picture of an independent girl in the snowy mountains. So it has started to create. It is taking some time, and see. The picture is downloadable and it's nice. So I wanna be a little more creative and ask, write a story that revolves around the girl in the snowy mountain. So it has basically given a heading of that particular story also. The Whispering Perks. I repeat, the Whispering Peaks. This is nice. Now, when I see this bar, I have seen this open and start a new chat and upload an image. So let's try this. Upload an image. I'll ask basically what this picture depicts and is this a logo? Let's see, it's a test for it. So yeah, it has given a right answer. This image appears to be a logo, like representing a brand or entity. So I'll ask, what logo is this? So it has direct access or identify. It can identify that it is basically a logo, but of which technology and what logo is that, it can't say you in detail. If you describe the logo in detail, I can try to help identify based on that description. So it's okay. We'll move on. So I can see here there's a new feature available over here. Talk to Copilot. So let's ask something.
Welcome back, Srijita. How can I make your morning a bit brighter?
Hello, Copilot. So can you tell me what is the temperature outside?
Hey, Srijita. I don't have live weather info, but I bet the weather apps know how to help. Which season do you like more, the warm sun or the winter chill?
I like winter more. So tell me about a winter season.
Winter has its own charm, doesn't it? Cozy sweaters, hot drinks, and the crisp air. Do you have a favorite winter activity or memory?
Yeah, I do have, but I want you to share something.
Well, I've heard that some people love nothing more than taking winter hikes through snowy forests, breathing in the cold, crisp air and marveling at the serene white landscapes. It's like stepping into a peaceful, frosted wonderland. Sounds pretty magical, huh?
Yeah, bye. So it will ask for you, how is the voice chat? Give Copilot feedback. So yeah, I will give it a good, obviously.
We have reached the end of this session on the Microsoft Copilot Full Course. Should you need any assistance, PPT, datasets, and any other resources used in this session, please let us know in the comment section below, and our team of experts will be happy to help you as soon as possible. Until next time, thank you and keep learning. Stay tuned for more from Simplilearn.
Staying ahead in your career requires continuous learning and upskilling. Whether you're a student aiming to learn today's top skills or a working professional looking to advance your career, we've got you covered. Explore our impressive catalog of certification programs in cutting-edge domains, including data science, cloud computing, cybersecurity, AI, machine learning, or digital marketing. Designed in collaboration with leading universities and top corporations, and delivered by industry experts, choose any of our programs and set yourself on the path to career success. Click the link in the description to know more.
Hi there, if you like this video, subscribe to the Simplilearn YouTube channel and click here to watch similar videos. To nerd up and get certified, click here.